Welcome to Crotoni Entertainment. I'm Chris.
And I'm Bree.
And the mouse I'm using has a cord.
Because it's apparently 1995 here in Crotoni Studios.
So I don't know why I found this mouse. I have a wireless mouse for this computer.
Yes.
I don't know where it is. And
How do you lose a mouse?
So this has been going on for months, and I haven't said anything to you about this. So I have... And it's the same mouse. So I picked up a wireless mouse for my work computer and, expensed it because the company allowed me to do that.
Right.
And then I lost that mouse at work one day, and I thought it was gone for good. So it went, a couple weeks by, and I got the okay to expense another mouse, and I bought the same mouse. And so I still had the little receiver that goes in the computer, but I didn't have the mouse. Well, like a month later, I found the mouse.
Where'd you find the mouse?
It was in my car.
Of course it was.
My car is like an office. Anyway.
Your car is like a black hole.
Not anymore. It's actually, I cleaned a lot of it out. Anyway, that's irrelevant to what we're talking about. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, I'll plug this mouse into my laptop. Well, at some point, I lost my new mouse for my work computer. And I said, okay, well, I have that backup mouse. So I started moving the one mouse between...
This is like that dude's sword all over again, isn't it?
Just let me go here. So I started moving the mouse back and forth between the two computers.
Uh-huh.
Now, I have the entire second mouse. I have the receiver, and I have the mouse. They're not together.
Right.
I know basically where the mouse is.
Uh-huh.
It's within about 15 feet of us right now.
Because you can still see it if you put the thing back in, can't you?
But it seems like a lot of effort to go dig it out of where it is. So then I found this wired mouse, and I've just been using that for several weeks.
If you just...
That's good radio.
Hold on. That if you just cleared off your table... You'd probably find it.
I clear off my tabor on a semi-regular basis. So the reason the mouse is not where it's supposed to be is because of the weird way that I clean. And when I clean, because we live in a house with 2 kids and 2 dogs and a cat.
And humans with hobbies.
It stays clean for about 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. And when I decide it's time to do a big clean again, what I usually end up doing is I take empty bins and I start with everything on the floor. Get everything on the floor either onto a raised surface or into a bin.
Yep.
Why do I do that? Because I work an extremely physical job during the day, and the last thing I want to do is have my 6'1" butt bent over pulling things off the floor.
Right.
When I can just do one big sweep of the floor, raise it up to a surface, and dig through it. Well, one of those bins that I picked up the floor with one day is where that mouse is, and it is within about 15 feet of us. But that's not real. We're here today to actually do a video.
We are?
And it's not going to be a good video, probably. It's going to be a terrible video.
We say that about all of our videos.
That's true. Look, I have work stuff sitting on here. We're going to make that go away.
Don't look at our stuff.
That feels like relevant stuff. We're going to do a video because, A, it's been a little bit since we did a video, and the reason for that is not because we're trying to ramp down the channel. If anything, I'd like to ramp up the channel. I'd like to make some real videos with some real content at some point. I know, it's weird.
Maybe finish those videos that you have sitting on the hard drive?
Actually, I was going to say that. One of my problems is time. It's my biggest problem. Work has really been ramping up lately. I have literally 5 or 6 painting videos that just need to go to the editing booth, and we need to record wacky crap over and release them. They're ready to go.
So why haven't we done it?
Because time. Because time, Bree.
I hear
Time's been a factor for me. The next thing I need to do is actually upgrade my video editor.
Ooh.
because it's from 2016. I've been using a 7-year-old video editor. I have not updated it ever since.
Okay, again, this is one of those things that, we don't want to hit people up for money, but if...
No, we're not going to hit anybody up for money. That's not who we are.
I could start, a Ko-Fi or whatever.
I think it's pronounced coffee. And
is it coffee?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Nobody would want that anyway.
They might.
I'd be like, if you think this content is worth $1, we'd love to have it. And people would be like, it's not worth $1, you psychopath. And I'd be like, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Could you just give us a penny? Give us a penny to go away.
That's not deserved either. Now, I do, however, before we actually get into the video here, I do want to make an apology. I have an apology to make to Braylon Speights. Was that his name?
I don't know.
The troll or the...
troll and...
either a troll or incredibly socially awkward individual who I ended up mocking because I'm a bad person. My apology is that I have clearly driven you away, and I'm sorry. I want your comments back so I can make fun of more of them.
Chris, you can't say that.
Also, I'd like to make fun of Michelin tires more.
Well, that's a given.
They are absolutely never, ever, ever going to sponsor us, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, what we're actually here before this goes too far off the rails is I have a game tomorrow.
Yes, you do.
It has been a very, very long time.
Wait a minute. Are you using your game tomorrow as an excuse to make content?
Yes.
Dang.
That's what we're doing. We're making a list.
We're making a list?
We're making a list.
Yeah, I stopped working on jewelry that we make legitimate money with.
What legitimate? I still have not seen any of this money. You have it.
You do. It's sitting in the... I got a new chair.
You have it hidden in this like offshore account that I don't ever get to see. Bree hides money from me.
You hide money from me.
I do not hide money from you. My money is transparent.
You have secret stash.
Oh yeah, I do have a secret stash. That's my... You don't know about the secret stash because you would find a air quotes justified reason to spend it and be like, well, we'll just replace it later, and it would never get replaced. Guys, you should always have secret money. Not money to like actually hide from other people, but to like have available just in case. Anyway, that's all neither here nor there. I have a game. It's been a very long time since I've had a game. I've been wanting to film games for the channel. I've been wanting to play games off the channel. But like I said, work has just been ramping up just excessively lately. And I'm finally going to make the time tomorrow night to break that. Part of that involves getting ready for the game, which I want to do tonight and then tomorrow morning before I leave for work, gather up the stuff because I want to take it with me. I have places at work that I can store the stuff where it will not get damaged by the heat.
That's good.
Because I work about an hour and 10 minutes north of here.
Yes, you do.
And the game store is about 30 minutes from our house, 35-ish minutes from our house. It's also 35-ish minutes from my job site. So it just seems to make sense that if I took everything with me, I just go straight to the game store from the site, do my game, and then come home. Makes more sense than driving all the way home and doing all that. So I do need to build a list to play the game.
Okay.
So we're playing OnePageRules Age of Fantasy.
Okay.
And I have loaded up the Army Forge for OnePageRules. Army Forge is their online list building software.
Okay.
I have not honestly paid much attention to it lately. Because
Probably not great.
Well, I've been doing so much stuff. I also have not really been working on my own custom lists for OnePageRules stuff, as you've noticed with the Age of the Grid stuff kind of slowing down. Because, again, time's been a factor, and they've been creating a digital army builder for Patreon members, and now that it is up and usable, which that's actually what's on the screen right here, this release note right here, we are thrilled to unveil the latest update of Army Forge, introducing a highly anticipated feature, access to army books created by the community. Both Patreons and certified creators can now create custom army books for everyone to enjoy and create lists with. That sounds like I can actually make Power Rangers themed lists and put them on Army Forge for anybody to download easily to play Age of the Grid with.
That sounds awesome sauce.
That is amazing. Now, that's going to be something I tinker with, see how easy it is to do. But in the meantime, I have a game of Age of Fantasy, and I figured we'd build a list together.
Okay.
I thought that might be fun. I didn't sign in. I'll deal with that later. I don't need to really sign in. So anyway, I've loaded up Army Forge, and apparently last time I was on here, I was looking at Grimdark Future Firefight. So it's got all the different lists available with the different graphics. Not that Bree is seeing any of it because she's playing with whatever she's playing with.
I got felt balls.
Normally people say balls felt.
No, I got felt balls, and I'm trying to work them into a piece of jewelry. I broke my husband. I broke my husband.
I'm not affiliated with you. So anyway, you go home and you got all sorts of stuff. So they got all the game systems.
Go home.
Okay, I'll go home. You got all the game systems here. I do want to try Warfleet's FTL one day. It's a space pew pew pow pow game.
I beg your what?
Yeah, deal with it. And then you can save armies you like. You can make your save list, yada yada. We don't care about any of that today. We just want to build a list. So we're going to play Age of Fantasy. So we're going to click that, and it's going to load up all of the different lists. And of all of these lists here, I could play most of them. I could absolutely put together a list for almost everything here. What's beautiful about
except Chivalrous Kingdoms, because
no, I've got enough. I've got enough assorted knight models that I could do that. I was actually going to say what's beautiful about OnePageRules is you don't need a specific model. Whatever will work for it will work.
Oh, the Duchies of Vinci.
Actually, the Duchies of Vinci are really cool. They're all like steampunk Leonardo da Vinci themed. It's actually pretty neat.
So pretty. The models for it are so pretty.
And I will 3D print more of them once I fix my 3D printer.
Again, time.
It has been down for months. I need to sit down and get it fixed so I can print more stuff out. I also need to check into the legality of giving away 3D printed models. Like, if I could give away an army for OnePageRules, I would absolutely print one up and give it away. I just don't know if that would violate my Patreon agreement as a Patreon user for OnePageRules.
That's weird.
I gotta look into that. Anyway, you got all these lists here, and
if one of the listeners who actually has made it this far into this video and stuck around,
the two of you who are still here,
you know anything about that kind of legality? Give us a comment.
Well, I could just email the OnePageRules guys, but that seems like effort. If any one of you wants to email the OnePageRules guys for me, hit me up.
Don't, no.
You can check us out on our Discord, or shoot an email to CretoniEntertainment@gmail.com. We'd be happy to have your help. That said, I could do just about any of the lists here, but we're going to narrow this down. We're going to narrow this down to probably a pretty boring list, because it's the night before our game.
Yeah.
And it's getting late, and I have to probably go into work early. I didn't go into work early this morning. I actually went a little later than usual.
Yeah.
Because I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning to rain, and it was very peaceful.
It was.
And I was actually able to find it very peaceful to just kind of lay there, and I was almost in like a meditative state until I actually got into bed. I wasn't actually asleep, but I wasn't fully awake either. I was just kind of meditating to the rain. It was cool. Anyway.
So did you turn into a half-elf briefly there, and you were able to just regenerate?
I was half something. But anyway, I could do pretty much anything on here. And you've got a lot of these. If you've ever played Warhammer, you will notice that a lot of these seem to be analogous with what's available for Warhammer.
What?
And depending on what rules you're playing by, you have the ability to mix and match kind of what's in here. Now, the game I'm playing is a very casual game with somebody who also is a recovering Warhammer player. Who just wants to play the game, which is great. I'm all on board with that. So we're not really going to play by any army construction rules. So I'm not going to try to take anything over the top. I just want to kind of put together something kind of fun. But he's going to be playing Wood Elves tomorrow night.
Okay.
And like I said, I have models that can represent just about anything here. But we're probably going to be boring and go with these here Eternal Wardens, which are the OnePageRules analogy to...
Oh, you're not going to do your dwarves?
Well, there's a reason I'm not doing the dwarves, and I'm kind of getting into that. They're the kind of the OnePageRules models that are analogous to Stormcast Eternals from Warhammer.
Yep.
And the reason I'm doing them is because I know where they are.
That's legit.
I don't really have, like, I know where all my models are, but I don't know where all the individual models are. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So I mean, I could sit here, like, honestly, where are they here? The equivalent of the Dark Elves, whatever the heck they're called. Those actually work very, very well using my War Machine figs. And I could use those, or I could use actual Dark Elves, or I have lots of options. But I know where my Stormcast models are. And since it's the night before the game, and I'm not planning on a huge amount of prep time, like, I literally am going to write this list, print it, and grab the boxes of models, grab a tape measure, grab some dice, and I'm done. I don't want to do anything excessive today.
I was going to say, because you could absolutely do the vampires as well.
I could do anything on here, honestly. So
I can do anything.
So you click into it here, and you get two options. You've got the PDF, and you've got Create List. So you just click PDF. It's actually going to pull up the PDF for the army list. And if any of you have ever looked at any of our Age of the Good stuff, you have seen this before. You've seen this kind of format.
Oh, yeah.
It's also, they've actually expanded their backstories. Now, instead of 2 sentences, they have like 5 short paragraphs.
I know.
But we're going to actually use the Create List feature because we're really lazy. But here they have actually the whole stories right here too. They have the whole backstory for them. Then they got kind of what their special rules are that nobody else really has, and then it's got the list building on the units down here. So we're going to go and create a list, and it's going to ask us what we want to do, and we're going to say 2,000 points, and we don't care about competitive validation.
Is that just ridiculous? This is good radio.
It is 100% ridiculous that you interrupted such a compelling video to show me your fuzzballs.
Felt balls, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that that's kind of meh?
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
Okay.
It's good you couldn't see that because that was pretty terrible.
Well, you didn't have to put it that way.
Hush, we're doing a video, probably. Anyway, so you have a couple different features when you go to build the list here at ArmyForge. You've got your selected army books. You can add additional armies to it. You can validate it for the competitive rules, which, like I said, we don't really care about. You can do a campaign list. Where you could play a campaign and earn experience points for your things. We're not actually doing that here. And then you have a couple of defaults here. You can default to 2,000 points, you can default to 750, or you can kind of change your point side. You can give your list a name. So we could, we'll go ahead and do, what was that, 2015? I don't remember what year it was, but we got Listy McListface.
Yeah.
Just to go show you how old I am here. That's the most recent meme I know. Other than the inevitable ones that are going to come out from this whole submersible thing, and
we're just waiting for those.
I'm of two minds on this whole thing, because on the one hand, it is an unspeakable tragedy that 5 people, or is it 5 or 6? Is it 5? Is it 5 rich people and a driver, or is it 4 rich people and a driver?
I think it's 5 rich people and a driver.
Anyway, it's unspeakably horrific that there are people that are trapped in basically an underwater Pringles can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also a little funny.
Because rich people be richin'?
Because it's like, why would you do that? But I'm not going to go down that road. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to play 2,000 points, and you have an option, too. You can make a custom list, or you can make a generated list. So this is kind of a cool feature, and I've actually wanted to do some channel battle reports like this, and I haven't really talked to you about this a whole lot because neither one of us have had the time lately. But when we do some more channel battle reports, I actually want to do some generated lists where we literally just click generate a list and it builds a list for us, and we just go, okay, let's find some models to do that with and see what happens.
Okay.
It would probably be grotesquely unbalanced.
I'm here for it.
But it wouldn't be an unbalance that was created by one of us having a higher mastery of the system of the other. It'd be more RNG has screwed one of us hard.
I'm here for.
So we're going to build a list. Why don't we start by clicking generate a list and see what it recommends for us.
Okay.
So we click generate a list. We got 2,000 points. We got Listy McListface. Generate list. Let's see what it does. All right, we have a list. Just like that.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Wow.
We have a list.
I like that. It's got 12 units.
Is it any good? I don't know. Let's find out. It is 1,940 out of the 2,000 points, so we have some room to put some upgrades in if we so choose.
Okay.
Over here is actually the army list on the left. This is where you could add more stuff.
Yeah.
This is actually the list here. And then this is kind of a...
Wait, you just confused me.
So on the far left, that's the army book, basically.
Oh, okay.
That's what we can pull from.
Okay.
Over here is the actual list, and then
right.
over here is kind of a blown up of individual units, so you can kind of see what they are. So it's saying, let's use a Warden Knight, who's just a hero. He's an artillerist. So he actually helps your artillery. Do we have any artillery on here? We don't have any artillery. This is an amazing list.
I'm already here for everything this list has going on.
This doesn't even work.
I know you don't hate on this list. It's got dreams.
This doesn't do anything.
This list has dreams, Christopher.
So our next one is a Guardian Elite. You know what? Because it doesn't do anything, we're gonna back out and we're gonna let it generate a new list, because this is kind of cool. This is a cool feature. So this whole generate list thing, we've got us. And by the way, you can change the view and see them as actual cards.
Ooh.
Which is actually very nice. But watch, we'll go back. So we'll go back home real quick. We'll go back in. And we'll go back to create list again. And we'll do the same thing. We'll say 2,000 points. We'll say generate a list. And we'll say generate. And boom, just like that, we have another list. And it is drastically different.
I like that.
Very, very cool. Like if we wanted to play a game for the channel, we could literally just go, what do you want to play? Click a button and it's done.
That makes my lazy, I just want to play a game with my husband heart so happy. I have to put 0 effort into it. Woo!
Just like our marriage.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay, so it's saying, so the new list says, let's take an Eternal Lord with just a hand weapon. Oh, he's a banner. He's got a banner. He's fancy.
He's a fancy man.
By the way, this is 1995 out of 2,000 points. We really don't have to do anything with this. So he's gonna have Fearless, which gives him buff to morale on his tests. He's a hero, which means he can be deployed as part of a unit. Tough 6 means you got to take 6 wounds before he dies. And he's got Inspire, so he can.
13.
So you can pick up... You were what?
1995. I was 13.
Don't advertise that I married an old lady. People of my generation...
You were 10.
People of my generation...
Your generation is the same as mine, you crazy person.
Okay, boomer.
This is going to be the
final episode, because I'm about to die.
This is going to be the one that they play on the True Crime podcast to explain, and like there'll be that cool voiceover of going, and this is the point where we know that Chris Riddy uttered the last things recorded in his career.
No, that's
as
fair.
A podcast.
That's fair. That's fair. It's not a podcast. It's nap time. Anyway, so we got the Eternal Lord. He's got the Heirloom banner. So he carries tomatoes with him.
I was going to say.
Which basically is once per activation, you can pick another friend, and they can move up to 6 inches. So that's actually a pretty cool ability. So I don't have a beef with this. The only reason I'm going to have a beef, the only reason I might have a beef with this list, and we're going to run through it all, is if it asks me to use a model I don't have readily available. Like, I don't want to bring a dragon tomorrow because, again, I want to bring this stuff to work with me and store it somewhere, and the dragon models are really big. So we'll see what's further down here. So we've got a Warden Knight, who's a hero level character, quality 4, defense 4. We appear to be a wizard. Yep, we're an exorcist, so we are a wizard. Yeah, like that?
We're an exorcist?
The exorcist.
Are you going to call that one is Father Damien?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. He's also going to spin his head around and spit up pea soup.
No, that was...
I'm aware that wasn't the same character. I'm putting them all together.
Oh my god, I can't accept that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's also a dated meme.
Oh, the Ermagerd?
Yes, that's very dated at this point. Are you kidding me?
I love the Ermagerds.
So anyway, he's fearless. He's furious. We have an angry priest. Furious is, what is it these days? Is it the same thing as it used to be? Oh yeah, +1 attack with a weapon of your choice. He's a hero, tough 6. He's a wizard. It's got his spell list right here. We're good with that. That'll be fun. So it looks like our only 2 heroes. We have 3 Praetorians. Praetorians, tough 3, fearless. They have axe halberds, because why not? 3 attacks with rending. So rending, if you've watched Age of the Grid, you roll a 6, it's going to give you really high armor piercing, which makes it hard for things to survive. And they're head takers. This unit gets +2 AP. Head taker. Mess around with me, you're a head taker. So this unit's going to get bonus AP when fighting something that is majority tough. And I do like that they've kind of have the phrase where most models are tough.
Nothing?
No, nothing at all. I'm just going to let it pass by. I'm going to let it pass by. So I really like that they have this whole, if most models have it, because for the shield wall rule, it really only works if the whole unit has shields. I like that this says most. So somebody being sneaky couldn't be like, I'm going to put, a 1-wound crap hero from an army into a unit of tough guys, and now your head taker won't work. I like that it says most models. So yeah, we got 3 Praetorians. That'll be fun. We got 3 Eternals. So the Eternals, they're just basic Eternals. They're tough 3, fearless. They have great glaives. They have 3 attacks each, AP1, and they also rend. So we got a couple heavy hitting units. I have models to represent both of those, so I'm good with that. We have 2 units of Guardian Archers. No, we don't. We have 1 unit of 10. This is a combined unit. So when you see this little paper clippy type thing, or this chain link, I think it's the corpse of Clippy.
It's Clippy.
It's the corpse of Clippy.
Absolutely Clippy.
How can I help you murder your enemies today?
Don't hate on Clippy.
So when you see this basically means you've made a combined unit. So when you're doing a combined unit in OnePageRules, you may take 2 identical copies of the same unit and put them together in a single unit. So if you have 2 10-man units, you have a single 20-man unit. You don't have to do it. In this case, it said let's do a combined unit. So okay, let's do it. Let's do a combined unit.
Yeah, 10 archers.
We're gonna have 10 archers with no upgrades whatsoever, just 10 guys with bows. We're fighting wood elves who are inherently better at shooting than us, but who cares? Let's do it.
I'm here for it.
Then we have 6 Warden Marksmen. What is the hell is a Warden? I don't know if I have models to represent the... I have models that'll work.
They're crossbowmen.
We are going to have to make a sub out. I do not know where my hawks are. We're going to have to make a change. Yes, we're going to have to make a change there because I just don't know where the models are. So Warden Marksmen, this is another combined unit. So it's going to be 6 dudes. They have got 18-inch guns with 3 attacks each that have AP. This actually has randomized a lot of shooting into our list, and that's going to be cool. That's
not usually your style when you're playing your Eternals.
Yeah, so if you're a hardcore Warhammerer, and you know what, it's been so long since I've actually played a game of Warhammer since I hung up those rulebooks in favor of these OnePageRules rulebooks. I actually may have even forgotten their names, but there was a unit that could take what was called the Hurricane Crossbows in the Stormcast Eternal. That's clearly what this is supposed to be. But I have some models that'll work for it, so I'm not worried about that. The Hunting Hawks we're going to have to sub because I just don't know where they are. The Beast Hounds, I don't know if I'll have to sub them. I'll have to open my box and actually check. Actually, we're running into a couple problems with this list. Everything from the Hunting Hawks down, either I don't know where it is, like in the case of the Hunting Hawks, or it's not really going to be convenient to travel to work with, like the Drake Eternals. So we have a problem for the whole last 5 sets of units.
But that's not bad.
It is bad. It's how am I supposed to take those all to work with me?
Well, but now, okay, so we have a good start. This is actually kind of nice because it gave you a good start.
Okay, so we'll turn this into a real video where we actually have to make decisions, huh? Fine, I'll delete these guys. Let's delete them and we'll build our own list. Golly.
I just say it was a good start.
I don't even know who you are. So we're going to dump all these because they'd be too hard to take to work. Now we're down to 1,190 points. Wow, there's a lot of points on here. So now we get to make our own stuff. So we have a wizard and we have a fighty bro. I think it's good for that. So let's scroll down and see what we got here. We got guardians. They carry halberds or spears or great weapons, whatever you want to carry them with. They've got 1 life apiece. We've got wardens, who are basically just beefy dudes.
Beefy dudes.
They're basically beefy fighty boys.
I love your fighty boys.
Do you want to take some fighty boys?
I like some fighty boys.
Okay, so we'll add them. So we click a little plus. And look at that. We have wardens in our list here. So they come with 2 hand weapons apiece. 3 hand weapons at 2 attacks each. So they're going to have 6 attacks in this 3-man unit. Do we want to do this as a single unit or a combined unit of 6 dudes?
Wait, I have a quick thing. How do you carry 3 hand weapons that you do attacks with?
There's 3 models.
So each one has 1 hand weapon.
That would be accurate.
Okay. I don't feel so dumb now because I was sitting.
Do you not? That didn't go great for you.
It wasn't great.
No, it wasn't.
No.
So you want to do this as a single unit of 3 dudes, or we want to make it a beefy double dude?
I like a beefy double dude.
All right, we'll call this a beefy double dude. Boom! Look at that. We got more points in there.
Double dudes.
I think the basic hand weapons are fine. I don't think we need to beef them up. That's fine. That's fine. We got paladins.
I hate you.
I know. Actually, you know what I kind of want?
What's a destroyer?
A destroyer?
You have those guys?
Yes, the hammer bros.
You got hammer bros?
I got hammer bros. Actually, I was thinking of, what about hunters?
What are hunters?
They have the hand crossbows.
Oh, those are fun.
Since we already have several shooty things in here, do we want to keep that theme going?
Sure.
So we'll put them in there.
Shooting pew pew.
So they're scouts, so they can be deployed after all other units, and then may move up to 12 inches. They're striders, so they ignore difficult terrain. They have 3 life apiece. They're expensive. Let's put them in there. They were at 1615. Do we want to...
Wait. How many come in a unit?
3.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Why is that amazing?
There are 3 hunters. And there's a strider.
So do I have to pull out Aragorn, a Legolas, and a Gimli model for this? You are making uncomfortable movements with your hands. So do we want to stick this as 3 dudes, or do we want to make this a double boy too?
No, it's 3 dudes.
3 dudes it is.
It's 3 dudes.
Do you want to take 2 groups of 3 dudes, or take something else completely?
Take something else completely.
All right, let's scroll through here. So I'd like to do the Drake Lion Paladins, but they're also a little inconvenient to travel with.
Yeah, they're not.
There's another one here that are similar to the Drake Lion dudes that are also going to be inconvenient to carry. So you were.
All I'm hearing is what you can't do, Chris, not what you can do.
What I don't want to do is actually more accurate. Well, you said destroy. You got to say about destroyers. Want some destroyers?
I like destroyers.
Yeah, let's put some destroyers in. Boom.
Because I helped you find the hammers for them.
So they have 4 attacks each with AP 2, or you can upgrade them to have 2 attacks but with AP 4 that do 3 damage per hit.
Oh.
I think the 4 attacks at AP 2 would be just fine.
Yeah.
So we still have 175 points left, which is exactly enough to get another unit of 3 hunters, by the way.
Oh, fine. Get another unit of hunters. It's not as fun, but that's fine.
It's not as fun as what?
Because you had the 3 hunters and they had a strider in them.
Yeah, I get it. You're drunk.
I'm not, though. You're the one that had drinks, not me.
You didn't have any drinks?
I didn't have any drinks.
Did I drink for you?
You did.
All right, we'll take another unit of these guys. Duplicate. Boom, they're done. So we got 10 units. We got 2,000 points on the nose. And if you're still watching the video, dear God, why?
In which case, hey, how you doing?
So we got our Eternal Lord with a flag. That's easily in one of my boxes. I'm trying to limit this to just 2 boxes because I have the KR multi-case backpack that'll fit 2 boxes perfectly. Mm-hmm. If I can limit it to just the contents of those 2 boxes, it's going to be super easy for me. I just grab that backpack and go.
Chris,
yes, dear.
When we go to Gen Con,
yeah.
How long are you going to spend at the KR case?
Probably not long.
Really?
I don't go out to game stores as much anymore.
That's true.
So probably we'll want to spend more time looking at things like Dwarven Forge stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Gen Con! By the way, Gen Con is coming up. Cretoni Entertainment will be at Gen Con.
We will. We're going to try to find some way to identify us. Prices are a bit much on finding something.
Get Velcro patches.
You still have to get somebody to make the Velcro patch.
You don't have a patch guy?
Do you have a patch guy, Chris?
Of course I have a patch guy.
He's
just really booked.
I'm like, but,
43 days until Gen Con.
Gen Con!
So in 43 days we'll be arriving in Indianapolis.
Yes.
But anyway, so we've got our Eternal Lord with a flag. We've got our Wizard Boy. We've got our group of 6 Hammer Boys. We've got our group of 3 Axie Boys. We've got our group of 3 Giant Speary Boys. We've got our group of 3 Hammer in Your Face Boys. We've got our unreasonably sized group of 10 Arrow Boys. We got our 3 Hunters and our 3 Hunters. We got our 6-man unit. I think we might be bringing a lot of shooters.
Which I kind of enjoy because I know that this is not standardly how you play your Eternals.
I don't really have a way. Actually, that's what I enjoy most about One-Page Rules. I don't really have a way that I play any army in One-Page Rules. One-Page Rules has been so refreshing to just sit back and be like, I'm going to take whatever I feel like, and we'll see what happens. I felt bad the last game that we had. Actually, the gentleman I'll be playing with stopped calling me after that game.
Oh, dear.
At first, I thought it was because of that game. No, it turns out there were other things going on. His stuff was ramping up, too. And then he reached out to me recently. He was like, okay, my stuff is calm again. When can you play a game?
And you were like, oh, my stuff is ramped up.
I thought you were dead. But last time we played, I played, what do they call them? Disciples of Plague? Or Disciples of Illness, or what do they call them in One-Page Rules? And I basically took my giant pile of Blight Kings that I had from Age of Sigmar and just spammed those guys, and they were
brutal.
They were unreasonably powerful.
Nice.
I was like, I feel really bad. Like, I didn't even really build a list. I was just like, here's models. They're all the same, whatever, let's do it. And it turned out absurdly good.
I would like you to note this.
No.
That you decided to take Grandfather Nurgle's Sweet Babies during a time of a international health crisis.
Thought it would keep me safe.
Of course, his units were at the strongest they've ever been.
I thought it would keep me safe. They were unreasonably strong. It was. I think I lost like 2 models, and I tabled him.
Oh,
it was bad.
That's
I was like, well, we're never talking again.
But that's how I never had friends again.
But anyway, there we go. We put together a list to play One-Page Rules tomorrow night. It's not the most compelling content we've ever had, but if you're still with us, thanks for sticking around, and also, dear God, why? Now, the final thing we get to do is you can look at them, like I said, Bree, you can look at them as cards, which is nice because you can print this out, and it's easy to see what everybody has. And alternatively, instead of cards, you can do them as a table.
Ooh.
So if you do them as cards, they look like this, where they'll say the quality, defense, and your toughness. Your toughness is your wounds. It'll say what weapons you have. It'll say what upgrades you have. And then down at the bottom, it actually will print out any special rules that affect you, including some of the most basic ones. Like right here, you see it says AP. Targets get -X to defense rolls when blocking hits. Defense, get +X to defense rolls. So, I mean, this is all right on here, which is great. It also has your spell list right on here, which is great. And
That's awesome.
You print this off, you're ready to go. You can also switch it to table form that looks more like this, which looks like the army books again. It just says what you have, how many points it is, what his stats are, what weapon he's got, his special rules, and then again it prints them out on the bottom. I like the card format, so this is what I'll be printing out for myself. I will probably go ahead and print out a copy of the actual base rules, and there we go. I'm ready to play some One-Page Rules tomorrow night. Seriously, give it a try if you haven't. If you're an active wargamer, let's be honest, if you're an active wargamer, there's a high possibility that Warhammer is the game you're playing. But even if it's not, like Star Wars Legion figures work really well in Grimdark Future.
They do.
Really, any game out there that uses miniatures can be used in One-Page Rules. That's the beauty of the system. And if you're not a wargamer, that's fine too. You can play this with printouts. Like, you can actually print out paper standees from OnePageRules.com. You could play this with coins. You could play it with dice. You could literally say, hey, these red dice are this unit, these green dice are this unit. You could play it with chits of paper.
Lego dudes.
Paint bottles, Lego dudes, actually Lego minifigs you could play this with. You can play as big or small a game as you want, One-Page Rules, for basically nothing. And if you do like what they have to offer, they have a great Patreon that creates a lot of additional features, like being able to create your own units, be able to create your own armies. There's a lot going on with One-Page Rules. I recommend you check them out. I'm going to take this. I'm going to play this tomorrow night. I'm going to have a good time. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe for more content. Hit the bell button for notifications. And Braylon Speights, from the deepest part of my heart, I miss making fun of you, man.
That's not okay. Bye.
How do I stop this?
Oh. Well, that's... Oh, no. Did we record it all?
Hope so. I know I hit record. Where did it go?
There it is.
There it is. I'm going to keep that all in.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.